Dr. Mukul sangma ula ther tyngeh yak sorkar MDA Hapoh Īingdorbar mynta ula sdang ban ther shabar Īingdorbar. Haba iakren beglap thai khubor hadien palawai ke dorbar mynta ke palei nongialam ke liang pyrshah ulong bana ke liang jong bat ke liang pyrshah kinum sngap kumto ya kiba ki jingtreikam beit jong ne sorkar. Ulong ba ke jingpyntreikam ya ke skim sobhagya ne ke jing boarding electric shakilong yang boduk nangta ka ganal project bat kiwe.
The first approach was to bring it to the notice of the government in the House. We decided that, okay, the best format available before us is in the form of no confidence motion. We did it. We wanted the government to be really serious and have some at least demonstration of sense of realization and the intent to have a course correction, but that didn't happen. So first approach which was available before us, the first option which was available before us is already done. Okay. The next approach, what should be done? We will look at these things because see, you have to look at one larger picture here. Have I not said that there's a cartel working? Cartel. Now cartel, when I'm saying cartel, you have to know that there are powerful people involved. And if you are saying that cartel, that means it is not confined within the boundaries of the border of Meghalaya. That means it goes beyond the boundary, interstate boundary of Meghalaya. And exactly as I said, you are also seeing various media reports coming from this particular region, northeastern region. Whether you're talking about Barak Valley, whether you're talking about the Kamrup district or Gwalpara district, you are seeing it, you are hearing it, media is carrying it. So you just connect all the dots, or you rather, in other words, you compile all these things and then recreate the whole story from last 2 years. You will see everything like a mirror image as to how it is well scripted. Any seized coal is auctioned as per the section 21 of the MMDR Act 1957. What is the other procedure? The other procedure is that you are auctioning. What is the meaning of auctioning? Public auction means an auction where every bidder is allowed to participate and the highest bidder is awarded. Whoever bid at the highest rate. Now here what is happening? Is there a base price? How do you determine the base price of a coal? Now if you want to auction one vehicle, condemned vehicle, then there are MBI who goes and then assess the condition of the vehicle and then they fix a price. Okay. So that fixation of that particular asset, which is property or asset, whatever you may call it, before auctioning, a base price is determined. There's a process, there's a legal process. Now, how do you think that these people, the Mining and Geology Department will fix the rate of the coal, the base price, so that nobody bids below the base price? They have to determine the quality of the coal, the gross calorific value of the coal. You know what is the gross calorific value of the coal? In Meghalaya, there is no coal which is below 6,000 gross calorific value in Meghalaya. All are above 6,000. You will see in our power sector documentation also where all the physical specification, chemical specification of coal are reflected. So gross calorific value will determine the price, base price of coal that has to be auctioned. Now 1,200, 1,300, where will you get coal at 1,300? Now tell me one thing, if there were 1,41,000 metric ton of coal there, in the month of June, when did I go? How many months afterwards? July, August, September, October. Okay, October. Where had the coal disappeared? If there is no instance of lifting of this coal and illegal transportation of this coal without paying the royalty, without going through a legal process, that means two things have happened. Because please remember one thing, in the inventory that was submitted before the Honorable Supreme Court, by the state government and the Mining and Geology Department, there is not even any single lot indicated in the inventory which is in the jurisdiction of West Jaintia Hills district. Number one. That means if 1,41,000 metric ton of coal has been accumulated there, it has not happened overnight. It has taken over a period of time. You cannot expect 1,41,000 metric ton to be mined and dump in those depots in a period of 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, or a week or 2 weeks. It has taken substantial period of time since that judgment of the Honorable Supreme Court, which was on the 3rd July 2019. So this proves beyond reasonable doubt the records. We have gone and seen, and the record says that there were 1,41,000. That means huge illegal mining have taken place during that period. Number one. Number two is that those illegally mined coal which has been assessed based on the order of the DC by the DMO, Divisional Mining Officer, which indicated 1,41,000 metric ton has disappeared, because you have seen that the counting was done by the DMO and the Deputy Commissioner themselves on the spot in our presence. And total number counted was given to me, duly signed, certified by the DC and DMO jointly. That is 1,064 truckloads. The truckloads which I am referring to is the truckloads which is used to transport the coal from the mine to the depot. That means the 4-wheel truck. And likely calculation they gave me was, okay, what will be the likely calculation? They said it may be 12 to 16 metric ton per trip. So you multiply whether you want to multiply average of 12 and 16, or you want to take the highest. If you multiply by 16, 1,064, so 16,000 plus, isn't it? 16,000 plus 64 means another 640 plus your 6 into 6, yeah, 24, 240. So around 800. So this is the reality. Now, after that, after these facts and figures which is presented before the House, if they deny, what are they denying? What are they denying? You cannot hide a fact. Fact is fact. You cannot run away from the truth. So that is quite interesting, because the CM seemed to be very determined to defend it and protect it. Why? Why is he so determined to defend it, protect it, and say that no, nothing has happened? No, there is no illegality. 1,41,000 metric ton. 1,41,000 metric ton and hardly 16,000 metric ton of coal is left there. Where have they gone? Based on certain observation of the audit. Okay. Now what did the audit do? Audit does lots of meticulous finding from as to how much coal was supposed to have been transported from all the coal bearing districts. Those are legal transportation and sale. Okay. Pre NGT ban and after NGT ban. Okay. Now compilation from 2013 till 2017. 2013 to 17, I think, that report. These are available. Now, whenever such findings are there in respect of any department, what is the normal process? The normal process is that government will immediately direct and give proper direction to the concerned departments and authorities to verify and correct the loopholes. This is what we do. But here it is a different thing. Now, is there no auditing being done for every department? And every department you go back to, a decade ahead or 2 decades ahead, there has always been this kind of little bit of discrepancy. Now, I will tell you one thing. If you are using a barrel for storing water, very old barrel, there are too many leakages. When you try to, repair all the leakages, this and that, you will still find 1 or 2 leakages coming. This is the reality in governance. Okay, this is what truth is. But we don't lie. We don't deny the truth. That is the difference. That is one part. But here you're talking about a new barrel, no leakage, and they are just puncturing and creating a leakage. That is the difference. If you are trying to compare these two, that is how I will put. That means the auditing that has taken place over a period of time, that is the finding of the audit. Then the department will either give explanation, give clarification, or if there is any glaring discrepancy as reflected in the audit report, they will take measures. If there is no glaring deficiency, but it was just an observation by the audit, they are corrected. These audit reports are also subject to correction. This is how it is. You can't say that just every audit report once submitted, the department will not have the right to respond and right to. We always give chance for the department. We give chance to the officers concerned to give clarification. And if there is no proper clarification, then process of law ultimately takes its own course. This is how it's happening. Then officers will be given show cause notice. There'll be departmental proceeding. There'll be further other legal action. You have seen we have terminated some officers also during our time. Some of the MCS officers were terminated. So this is how we acted. Now they are saying nothing is going wrong. You have heard the interview of CM. You have heard the interview of the deputy CM. I was surprised. I have never expected a deputy CM to speak like that. No. Everywhere there are people by the people already deployed by the respective departments, the transport department, the mining and geology department, the police. So they will take care. But what is the exact thing that is happening on the ground? If these people have been directed to close their eyes and don't do anything, you go and see in that Parapani what happens in every evening. You may be required to go with full security. You will not be able to go just like that. Otherwise, you will have the same fate like Agni Skarshing had.
Yes.
So you'll have to go with full security and be there for maybe a week or anything, in rotation. You will see what is happening.
Ulai kublai ru ikpulit kiblala ban penher krat ya kikai klau alfa balailam da udrishti rajkova.
You heard me speaking in the house about the movement of Drishti Rajkova in South Garo Hills, in West Garo Hills, even in East Garo Hills. So this movement has been on since 2018-19. Last time when that Swahandi Sira, the commander-in-chief of GNLA, was terminated by during the police encounter in East Garo Hills, Raj Khawa was there. He managed to escape. But he is completely acquainted with that terrain. Drishti Raj Khawa has been the main link between various militant outfits of western part of our state of Meghalaya and the Ulfa. And they have raised many of these militant outfits. In fact, GNLA received active help from Ulfa through Drishti Raj Khawa. And many of those ambushes against the government security agencies were all done through them. He is an explosive expert. And somehow or other, he was quite evasive, but I would like to congratulate our Meghalaya State Police Organization, particularly our cadres in the elite SF-10. I must express my sense of deep appreciation. They have been trained to be best, and they have proved that they are worth. So we have been able to see this particular one of the second in rank leader of Ulfa surrendering. This surrendering hasn't happened just like that, because there was obviously there was a fear to be caught. I think I saw his statement also. And not only that, on a run-up for election for Assam, there's lots of other bilateral engagement going on between India and Bangladesh in respect of internal security. So there are lots of aggressive operations going on the other side. Because on the other side of the border, along the southern slope of Meghalaya, in Bangladesh, there are quite a number of areas where Drishti Raj Khawa has his whole areas of hideout, including some of the not only some of the, particularly NDFB and all. I believe if there is this synergy between both the nations and Bangladesh does not remain a safe haven for our insurgent outfits from the northeast, others also will probably slowly surrender one by one. It is quite funny. For me to be speaking on this in the house was not necessary, because everybody knows. Now, anybody in the police bazaar or bara bazaar, you go and ask about law and order, they will tell you. I was telling yesterday in the house that how this, after GNLA was completely eliminated, after all the other mushrooming outfits which were only increasing and swelling in numbers over the preceding years, ultimately have all come overground. joined the national mainstream, and there is not even one militant outfit. By 2018, March 6th, when I debuted my office of Chief Minister, there was not even one more militant outfit left in Garo Hills. Is it not a fact?
Yes.
It's a fact. So what kind of lawlessness they should have, other than the small petty instances of law and order issues which could have been nipped in the bud? Now, what is the narrative in 2018? What is the narrative in 2019 about Meghalaya? How many curfews you have seen? Why? Is it because of militancy? No, not because of militancy. It's because of small things which could have been nipped in the bud because they were not focused on governance. That proves beyond reasonable doubt that they were not focused on the affairs of governance. They were busy doing something else. And that something else is that scripting of those modus operandi, how they can, loot the state. You're busy in doing that. I'm being blunt because I am equipped with all the ammunitions to challenge them legally, constitutionally, in whatever.